You're going to love this. Poseidon, Enki, Neptune, all one and the same person. Enki being the Anunnaki that created many different things. However, here as Poseidon, he entered a contest with the goddess Athena for dominion over Athens and produced the very first horse as a gift, meaning there was no horses here, not the type that he produced as a gift. Now, if you look here in the ancient translations, they're talking about Lachmu heroes, which was a horse on Mars, which means he brought it down. Enki brought it down. And if you want to know even more, on my Patreon page, I've got many documentaries, but this one is Alien Life on Mars, what type and when did they die out? A little documentary there. So if you're interested in finding out more about horses and why they have the slit eyes, just watch some of my recent TikTok videos and you'll see all the evidence you ever need. Really good question, thanks. I don't really look for theories. The answers sort of come as I do more and more research, so I don't actually look for theories. But once a theory is created because I found evidence, then I look at both angles, debunking it or proving it right. So I don't sort of sit there and go, do you know what, I think this might be the case. It's only when I get the evidence that I will then follow it through. So I don't actually have any theories that are just sitting there thinking, oh, if only I could find the evidence. I normally find the evidence first and then the theory fleshes out or falls flat on its face. So I hope that makes sense. Petrified giants around the world are real, unless you take a couple of seconds to think logically. Now, these supposedly are petrified giants that are turned into rock. Now, what's interesting is we don't see the other angles. We only see still images. And this one's obviously a portrait, which means someone's took it with a phone. You don't see videos of these. And the reason for that is because if you go from a different angle, it looks absolutely nothing like what we're looking at here. So that's pretty much your answer. Unless you show me videos where you walk around and that actually still looks the same on the other side, then you got, there's a thing called pareidolia. I'm terrible at pronunciations. That basically says that we look for things that's patterns that are probably not really there. So just next time someone says they're real, just ask for the video where they circle the area. Thought I'd reply here, it's easier. So this gentleman has said that Thoth was a reptilian, and I asked for evidence because doing 40 years of research I've not come across that Thoth was a reptilian. So this person pointed me to some YouTuber and I said no, you must have the evidence, because obviously the YouTuber's got the evidence, show me the evidence. And he kept pointing me back to this YouTuber. So he's then saying that whatever I've learned is from mainstream and therefore I'm wrong. However, this person's obviously not watched any of my videos, because I'm the one that points out where mainstream's wrong. So I'm just letting this person know that I don't believe mainstream. So if I don't believe mainstream and I kind of have the evidence to say that Thoth wasn't a lizard or reptilian, and that's basically from the carvings on actual walls in Egypt. So if you could give me the evidence that he was a reptilian, please. Breaking news, unless you've already been following me and you know this a long time ago. We carry DNA from extinct cousins like Neanderthal, scientists now revealing their gene. Now, if you read here, it says, even though only 100,000 Neanderthals ever lived, half of the Neanderthal genome is still around. How the hell did they know 100,000? Have they absolutely excavated absolutely everywhere to find every single bone? This is why you should follow me, guys. Also, it goes on here to say that Neanderthal DNA has been linked to autoimmune diseases like Graves, etc. And when Homo sapiens came out of Africa, they had no immunity. And that's because they're part Anunnaki, which makes a lot of sense. So if you want to know more, feel free to go to my website. All my videos are there, ourtruehistory.co.uk, and you'll get all the answers. I've already said everything that they've said, I've said a long time before, and they're all basically proving me right. Feel free to watch. I am genuinely lost for words here. This person here, Megan Lewis, who apparently has an Eastern PhD student, is on a podcast or on a video called Problems with Zecharia Sitchin and the Ancient Alien Theory. Okay, so I'm going to play a bit of this. Now, this isn't me saying what she says, this is her.
With that kind of material. And an overarching problem that you do have to keep in mind is that a lot of the time these theories are rooted, either consciously or otherwise, they're rooted in a kind of white supremacy, racist mindset.
So what she's actually saying is, people like myself who have evidence for the ancient astronaut theory, it's not even a theory, it's evidence now. Well, you just heard what she said. It gets worse.
General sense is that white people didn't make these structures. If you think specifically about things like the pyramids, the ziggurats of Mesopotamia and of Mesoamerica, white people didn't do them. White people weren't doing these kinds of amazing things at a comparable time period. Therefore, indigenous people, brown people, black people could not have done these at the time that archaeology says they did.
So she's saying that people, again, like myself and other researchers, are saying because white people didn't do it, black people certainly couldn't do it. That's according to her. Wait for it.
So it must have been aliens. Okay. Completely ignoring the fact that, especially if you look at Egypt, we have records of how, like specifically instructions of how they made the pyramids. We have like super clear records of that kind of thing. We know.
Okay, that is the key. That's how... I can't use bad words because TikTok will... We have super clear records of how they built the pyramids. There is no records of how they built the pyramids. This is why I'm lost for words. So you've got someone coming on here trying to debunk everyone else. And the most basic of information is that no one knows how they built the pyramids. No one. There is nothing whatsoever to say how they built the pyramids. And she just said there's clear instructions. And so this is what we're up against. This is why people should follow me and nothing like people that have PhDs. This is why I know more than her and she's got a PhD. You guys know more than her. So please, just enough. Follow me. It's a lot easier. I don't have to keep debunking people then.
What's interesting about this is it's encased in alluvial stone. You could make the...
Okay, so this gentleman's saying that it's possible that that hammer was millions of years old, if not hundreds of thousands of years old. My problem with all of this, I'm not debunking it, is we know nothing about things. So we assume that fossilization or petrification happens because of X, Y, Z. However, did you know that we can actually create tiny bubbles hotter than the sun? You probably didn't know that, but we can. So the point is, what we know today, we may find out something different tomorrow. So just because we assume right now that the petrification or the crystallization or whatever happened to the hammer inside the rock happened over millions of years, there may be processes that we are not aware of. We're not the smartest things in the universe. So just remember that.